Steve Rosenbaum, CEO of Flawless Follow-Up. That name kind of tells you what we're going to talk about here. Hey, great to see you, buddy. Thanks for getting on this call so we can share some gems. We can share secret treasures with company owners.
Absolutely, Bob. So happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
So, Steve, you're talking to somebody, I'm embarrassed to say this because I am so bad at follow-up. It's not funny. Am I alone? Are most company owners or sales teams, are they Johnny on the spot when it comes to following up on customers?
Bob, you are not alone. I can't tell you how many times I introduce myself. Hey, my company's Flawless Follow-Up, and they raise their hand. They say, I need to hire you. We stink at follow-up. They don't even know what I do. They just know they stink at follow-up. You are not alone.
And what's the value here? I imagine, getting a new customer for any of us in any business, any client, it's hard. Is it just more efficient if you can win back someone who you already had?
Absolutely. There's many stats out there. Harvard Business Review says that it's not only is it so much easier, it's so much more efficient. If a company can just improve their customer retention by as little as like 5%, it could mean up to 95% improvement in their bottom line profits. I mean, it's hugely efficient and it's fast. It's so much faster than getting a new customer. You know how long it takes to get a new customer.
So, when we were talking before we hit record here, we were talking about the fact that it used to be that a lot of companies, they didn't even have data on who had been a customer or who had been a prospect. But now that's not what it is, right? They've got the data?
There's data in so many places. One of the first things, that I recommend for businesses is just go gather all the data you have. Look at places like, obviously, about your CRM, okay, but do you have a point of sale system if you're a retail system? Or do you have, everybody's got a calendar these days. Everybody's connected to people on social media. Everybody's got email inboxes. There are customers and prospects and connected contacts there that you could reach out to very quickly. And within those people, I assure you, there are people that want to buy from you right now.
So you have you've developed, what's the acronym? You have an acronym for company owners, sales teams, heads of sales to think about for winning people back. What's the acronym?
Well, so we've got a 4-step system that we use. We call it the Profit Wrap, WRAP, I think is what you're asking about.
That's it. Okay, start with what's the W?
The W is win back. We start with a win back program. That's basically what I just explained to you. Let's gather all the people you're connected to. A lot of them are going to be past customers, and let's simply invite them back to do business with us again.
What's the R?
The R is for a review, because after we get those sales, then we can ask those people for reviews. R is also for referrals. We also ask for referrals. We get more business with that as well.
All right, keep going. A.
A. Well, okay, now the first couple of times we do this, there's a lot of manual steps, but now that it's working really, really well, we automate it. That's what the A is for.
Got it. Okay, and that's your profit system. All right, so let's talk about some examples here. Well, I'm going to lead off with my example because we talk to a lot of private equity funds. We work with private equity funds. There's a variation on a theme called the search fund. And a friend of ours, I'll plug Kellogg Business School. I went to Kellogg, a Kellogg grad named Raymond Fan. He's the only guy I've ever met that he didn't want a job with McKinsey. He didn't want a job with Accenture. He got out of Kellogg. He said, I'm launching a search fund. And he got a fund and individuals to back him. He went out to LA. He acquired a number of dermatology practices and sales tripled within a year. And we wrote about this. I was like, Ray, what did you do? He said, well, these are doctors. And so he said, they had a list of patients, thousands of patients. And he would send out an email to say, you should come in and get checked to make sure you're still okay. God, that's a good idea. Okay, give me an example. You you were mentioning before, fitness company franchisees.
Absolutely. We work with some franchisees of a fitness company, and these franchisees, they're spending money each and every month on lead generation. They're running ads on Google, on Facebook, things like that. And so people are clicking on those ads saying, "Hey, I'm interested," but then it doesn't turn into a sale. And after about 30 days, they stop contacting them, and they're just sitting idle in their CRM. And one of our locations gave us 9,000 leads. Now remember, they paid for these leads, but they're sitting idle in their CRM. We put them into a win back, and immediately we re-engage 26% of those people.
I don't want either one of us to have the movie Glengarry Glen Ross in mind when we're talking about this, which is the leads. Give me the leads. But that is interesting. Okay, give me another example.
Similar story with a weight loss. You were talking, it's so true, with what you were talking about with the cancer screening and, hey, do you need to come back and get checked again? Same thing with weight loss. We had a client that provided weight loss services. We did a win back and simply said, we've helped you lose weight in the past. Do you need to lose weight again? In 4 days, I think we signed up 43 new people, generated $22,089 from a 4-day campaign.
That's beautiful. So you were also telling me an example of Fortune 500. Everybody, of course, needs this. What was the example of 3M?
Yes, one of my first clients when I started building these years ago was a division of 3M. It was their window film division, and it was some of their distributors that invested in the system on behalf of their dealers. They wanted to help their dealers with pull-through marketing, and so they invested in a system which was great because it gave the dealers, they're installers. They're not classic marketers. They really don't know how to market their products, but it gave them done-for-you systems. It gave them consistency. That's why franchisees love systems like this, because there's consistency. It's measurable. It has great. It works very, very quickly, and it's largely working on something that right now is sitting in your system that's not getting any attention.
I should have started with this, Steve, because you are the guy that teaches courses. I know you've taught courses over the past 12 years, 60,000 people, 155 countries. You've done this. I love that you've done courses on cruise ships. Coming soon to a cruise ship near you, company owners. That's beautiful. Thanks so much, Steve. Appreciate it.
Bob, thank you.